Hi everyone, welcome to our campus tour today here at the University of Calgary. My name is Kayla and I'm a student here on campus. I'm doing my last year of our CMMB or microbiology program. And today I'm going to give you a tour of our campus. So this building just behind me is called our Taylor Family Digital Library. So as the name suggests, it is a digital library. All of our different resources here on campus are digitized, which is fantastic. You can access any of them online from home. It is also 6 floors and it is operated on a noise tier basis, which is super cool. So you guys can go ahead and use whichever floor you prefer depending on the noise level you like to work with. So if you go to the bottom floor, for example, it's really good for group work. There's a little bit more background noise. Whereas if you go up to the upper floor, it is super quiet. So whatever you prefer for your studying style, they do have lots of different options. We are going to go ahead and pop inside, but just feel free to pop any questions in the chat throughout the tour. So like I said, it is primarily a digital library, but as you guys can see, they do have plenty of books out as well. So if you do prefer to borrow a hard copy, they do have options available for that. They do operate both Macs and PCs within the library. We alternate which ones between the floors. They do also have dual screens on the first floor as well. So if you like to have 2 screens to do certain projects or group work, you can do that option. We also have lots of different group study rooms in the library, which is awesome if you're interested in doing group projects or just having a quiet space by yourself to do your own work. In addition to that, we do have our Student Success Center up on the 3rd floor of this building. So if you guys ever need some extra help and resources, the Student Success Center is a great place to go and do that. Just a little bit more about our Student Success Center while we walk. They do offer programs to help you out with any kind of supports you might need during your schooling, whether it's how to better take a multiple choice test, how to manage your time, or how to manage stress. They do also offer drop-in tutoring for most of our math and stats programs here on campus. So that's an awesome resource you can access online or through our library. Just in this area here that we're walking through, this is called our Taylor Quad. It is an awesome open green space. You will see lots of students spending time here, especially throughout the spring and summer. It is a great place to go to do some studying as well as just to hang out, to play some games, spend some time with friends. And on the other side of the quad, we have our performance centers for the campus. So if you guys are taking any sort of fine arts programs, or if you ever wanted to go watch one of our performances, we do things like dance, drama, musical theater, choir, vocal performances. So there's lots of different things to go and take a look at. We do offer a claim your seat program. So you can just bring your unicard once those performances get started up again, and you will be able to go ahead and watch one of those performances. So we are going to go ahead and take a look at Mack Hall. It is what we like to call our Center for Student Life here on campus. So within Mack Hall, we have most of the different services you could probably need as a student here. We will go see the main part of Mack Hall at the end, but we're just going to pop through the basement quick right now. In the meantime, like I said, if you guys have any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat. We'd also love to know where you're from, so let us know. Are you from Calgary? Are you visiting us online from somewhere else just to check out the campus? Let us know. construction going up here on campus. You can see our McKimmey block and McKimmey tower. The tower is finished up, but the McKimmey block is still in progress. Across campus, we do also have some construction going on one of our new business buildings as well. So if you are interested in the business program, you could have brand new facilities to be taking a look at in a couple years. This is the basement of Mack Hall that we're heading into. One thing you will notice when we take a look at the main food court later is we have tons of food vendors here on campus. We do have a few more down in the basement as well. We also have things down here like that empty space, which is basically a big open empty space or empty room. They do offer lots of different de-stress events in there. So things like doing paint nights, build your own terrarium, go ahead and they bring pet pals in. You can go and pet some puppies or dogs. So some great de-stress events through that empty space. We also have our Mack Hall Conference and Event Center down here as well. So if there's any different conferences or performances on campus, this is always a busy place. And we are going to go ahead and take a look through one of our tunnels here on campus. So as most of you probably know, Calgary can get a little cold in the winter time. Almost all of our buildings here on campus are actually connected by either tunnels or +15s. So +15s are basically just above ground tunnels between the second floor of two buildings. So this is an example of one of the tunnels that we have here on campus. As you can see, they are nice and bright and open. We also have some gorgeous artwork throughout our tunnels as well. And even better, it's a great way to get in between your classes without having to head outside when it's super cold out.
Are you there? Okay. Is there a picture of any flag? Okay.
So we're heading up into the sciences section of our campus right now. This building is called Science B. We do have a couple of cool resources in here. One of them is called our UPass. So when you're here on campus, all of our students do get student ID cards. So your student ID cards look like this. And your student ID cards will have the UPass on it, as well as your name and your student ID number and information. So the UPass, basically what that does is it allows you unlimited access to Calgary Transit. You do have to pick up a new sticker for it every semester, but it is included in your student fees. In addition to that, the unit cards are also awesome because they are the only card that you need here on campus. So it's kind of an all-in-one deal. If you have any money for printing, if you have any money for food funds, we'll talk about that when we go to the cafeteria later. All of that can be accessed through your student ID card. Also, if you need special access to any different rooms, you can use your U card for that as well. Another thing you will notice is all of our faculties have their own specific program advising office. So this one just over on the left here, we have our Undergraduate Science Center. Most of our program advising offices are accessed online right now. So if you guys do have any questions about course registration, you can take a look at program advising for the faculty you're applying to. You can also take a look at our first year degree guide. And just coming up on the left here, we do have our Gallagher Library. It is an example of one of our faculty-specific libraries here on campus. The faculty-specific libraries are great to visit throughout your degree, especially if you're looking for information from either an advisor or librarian who might have more specific information about what you're learning during your degree. This one in particular is for geology, and they do have one of the largest geology and rock collections here in Canada. next we're heading to this building just straight in front of us. It is called EEL, or Energy, Environmental and Experiential Learning. It is one of our newer buildings here on campus, and it is Platinum LEED certified. So basically what that means is it has the highest level of sustainability that we have, or that we can have in a building here in Canada. So they do that in a number of different ways. They have the metal reflective panels on the front to help reflect back some of the sun, especially when it's warm out. They also have the green panels to make sure that they are letting in the maximum amount of sunlight without too much heat. So they do that by perforating the panels. And they also have auto sensor lights inside the building. So the lights will turn on only when they sense that not enough natural light is coming in. So lots of cool different features. Altogether, they do make the building 90% more energy efficient than a standard lab building, which is super cool. This is what the inside of EEL looks like. It is a great space to come and do some studying. It's nice and bright and open. They do have labs in here for lots of different first-year science programs, especially things like chemistry and biology, as well as engineering and geology. So if you're doing a first-year science type program, you'll definitely be spending some time in here. They also have a couple of cool classrooms in here as well. So I'm going to take you inside this one and show you what a first-year classroom on campus might look like. So this is one of our classrooms here on campus. This one in particular holds about 120 to 150 students. As you can see, they have a number of different ways to make sure that students can both see and hear during the lecture. So they do have the tiered movie style type seating. We also have the smart boards up front, which is typically where professors will post their notes. So no matter where you're sitting, you'll definitely be able to see what's going on. Professors will wear microphones as well, so you'll also be able to hear what's going on no matter where you choose to sit in the class. So lots of different ways to make sure you guys are getting the best education and information. We also offer both lectures as well as labs and tutorials with some of our classes. So lectures is where you'll get the main portion of the content delivered to you, whereas a lab and a tutorial is where you'll be broken down into smaller groups, and oftentimes they'll be led by a TA or a teaching assistant rather than your instructor directly. So that's an awesome chance to get some extra hands-on experience in the course that you're taking or with the material that you're learning about. And it's also a great opportunity to ask any extra questions if you guys do have more questions about that material or what's going on in the class. So speaking of classes, we have been getting tons of questions from students about what the format will be for the fall semester. Unfortunately, we don't have a definitive answer for you quite yet, but we will definitely let you know as soon as we can. What I can tell you is what we've been doing so far, like during this semester currently, is most classes are offered online at the moment. We do also have a limited number of classes that are currently being offered in person, especially classes where the material can't be taught quite as well if it were to be in an online format. So unfortunately, while I don't have an answer for you quite yet about the fall, I can tell you that most likely you'll have some form of an online in-person mixture in whatever way will best facilitate maintaining quality education while also ensuring that we keep all of the students here on campus safe. So while we're walking over to the next building here, feel free to let us know, what program are you guys interested in? Also, are you applying for this fall? Are you just looking for the future and trying to get a sense of our campus? This building just up ahead is our engineering complex. They are just finishing up some final renovations on it, so it will be another one of our newer buildings here on campus. What they've actually done is take about 6 or 7 buildings and combine them all together into one, which is actually super cool. Another cool thing about our engineering program is we actually run it with a common first year. So all of our first year engineering students actually take the same foundational classes, and then at the end of their first year, they get to make a list and rank all of the different majors in terms of which one most interests them versus which one least interests them. And then they go through and do the assessments to see which major or specialty you guys will get officially admitted to. In our engineering building, we do have a number of different maker spaces as well. So those are really cool facilities that all of our students here on campus can use. This is an example of some of the awesome robotics that they have on campus. So that's one of the options that you can get involved in using the maker spaces. You can also do things like woodworking. You can do textiles. There's some welding, lots of different options if you're interested in getting involved with your hands and trying a new activity. These are the Robotics Labs just over here beside us. So another cool space you could be spending some time in if you want to join those maker spaces, or if you're just interested in doing some robotics during your engineering program. There are lots of bright and open study spaces like this all around our campus. So this is just another example here in our engineering building. And another fun feature of the engineering building is when they went ahead and combined all those different buildings together. You can see throughout here, they actually have different features of the original building that they've left inside. So like I said, you guys are welcome to pop any questions you might have into the chat. We'd be happy to talk with you in our chat room, as well as by email or by phone if you have any questions. This just gives you guys a bit of a look at the engineering building. So kind of a fun fact about Calgary, we actually have over 300 days of sunshine here every year, which is fantastic. It helps break up some of the long winters that we have here in Calgary. We also get a lot of Chinooks. So Chinooks is where you'll get some super warm weather come in, basically warm winds off the mountains, And one day you might get some -20 weather, and then the next day you get like +5 or 10, which is fantastic. Another way to help break up those long winters. So just coming up in front of us here, we do have our Taylor Institute for Teaching and Learning. So it is one of our newest buildings here on campus. It was built in 2016. And one of the coolest things about this building is actually how it was built. So it's actually super sustainable. Over 90% of the materials used to build this building are actually repurposed from the building that was here before it. It is nice and quiet in here. It is a fantastic study space if you ever want somewhere to come and study during your degree. They do have these super cool floating study pods up top as well, which, I don't know, depending on your preference, some people think it's weird, some people are super into it. Just another cool place to study, really. Another neat thing about this building is they have lots of interactive style classrooms. So if your professors want to use a more interactive learning style, this is a great place for them to do it. We also offer a number of different programs and courses in this building that help teach our professors as well as our teaching assistants how they can better teach their students, which is fantastic for you guys because you end up getting better instructors out of it. This building just up ahead here is Mack Hall. If you guys have been with us since the beginning of the tour, you might have remembered the basement of Mack Hall that we went into at the beginning. So this is the main center of Mack Hall. It does have pretty much any and every resource you could need here on campus as a student. So one of those resources I'll go ahead and start talking about is called our Leadership and Student Engagement Office. It is a super cool program that's run through the university to help students get involved both on and off campus. So if you want to do any community involvement or get to know some other students on campus, that is a fantastic place to go and get involved in some of their programs. So again, it's called the Leadership and Student Engagement Office. We do also have our own on-campus pharmacy, as well as a health and dental wellness center in this building. So your health and dental plan is included in your student fees. In addition to the health and dental plan, so like I said, you can access those services right here on campus, but we do have a number of different other services, so things like psychology, physiotherapy, massage. Downstairs in the basement, we also have a glasses and eye contact shop complete with an optometrist. So any of the medical services you might need on campus, we do have here available for you. We also have our Writing Symbols Lodge, which is our Indigenous Student Center in this building, as well as our Faith and Spirituality Center up top. is our main food court for the campus. We do have a number of different food vendors in here. One thing I will talk about over in residence is our meal plans. So as a first year student, if you're living in residence, you can get either a 5-day or a 7-day meal plan. If you're not living in residence, you can also access a limited meal plan as well. With those meal plans, you do get a certain amount of funds that can be used at any of our food vendors here in Mack Hall. We also have 3 Tim Hortons side by side. So we have our priorities straight here in Calgary. Another fun fact about this Mack Hall building is this is home to our student government, or students union. So if you guys do want to get involved on campus, our student government is another great way to do that. We also have just over 300 clubs here on campus run by the Students Union as well. So there really are clubs for anything and everything. We have academic and athletic clubs. We also have a chess club and a sandwich appreciation club. So seriously, anything. You can also get your own club started up as well if you can't find one that fits what you're looking for. So down here in the basement, we do have a few more services. We do have our own on-campus hair salon. We also have bank branches for ATB and RBC, as well as ATMs for all of our other major Canadian banks in the food court upstairs. And on campus, we also have our Career Services Center. So the Career Services Center is accessed online right now, but it is a great place if you need to do some resume or cover letter editing. If you want to do a mock MMI, they can also help you figure out what your strengths are and do a job search to figure out what might work best for you. So it's a great place to help get you out into the workforce. We also have our Hunter Hub for entrepreneurial thinking. So if you guys have any innovative ideas that you want to get up and running, that is a great place to visit. And lastly, down in the basement, we have our on-campus bookstore. So any of the resources you might need for your classes can be accessed through the bookstore. They do have a number of different online as well as hard copy or paperback options right now. So if you guys don't want to buy the actual textbooks, there's tons of ebooks available also. And we do have a secondhand bookstore down in the basement also. So if you guys are looking for some secondhand options, or if you're looking to resell your books, we do have programs available for that. So just up ahead, we are heading into our Kinesiology Complex, which is our Center for Active Living Services here on campus. So most of our active living services, you will notice, are included in your student fees, which is fantastic because we have some super cool facilities here on the campus. One of the first things we're going to walk by is called our Human Performance Lab. So the Human Performance Lab is basically a cool place you can get involved with some research on campus. They do things like testing on the Wii Motion. They also did some testing on tailor-made golf clubs. So you can go in there if you want to get involved in some research. Sometimes what they'll have students do is like run on a treadmill for 10 minutes, and then they can use that towards their research. Or if you're interested in active living and active research, that's a good place for you to go check out as well. We do have change rooms and showers, as well as an Olympic-sized swimming pool here on campus also. If you did want to book lockers or rent lockers in the change rooms, you can definitely do that. And they do drop-in swim at our swimming pool throughout the semester. The next thing we are going to walk by here is our main campus fitness center. It is 2 levels and it is over 10,000 square feet. So there is tons of different equipment in here that's available for students to use. We do also have 2 full-size running tracks here on campus as well. So the fitness center is included in your student fees. And then right next to it, we have our main Jack Simpson Gymnasium. So if there are any intramurals or sports that you guys are getting involved with, as well as if you're just coming to any of our big campus events, this is definitely a place that you'll probably spend some time during your degree. One of the other services we have in here is actually our squash courts. So you can also go and borrow rackets to do some squash or some racquetball. And the squash rooms are just here on the left. Again, included in your student fees. It's a great way to go and relieve some stress. And we also have our campus outdoor center coming up ahead as well. So it is the largest of its kind in North America. They have tons of different rentals as well as activities that they offer. They do also offer 10% off of all their rentals to our students. And students get a credit at the beginning of every year as well. So you can have $25 towards any different program or rental you might be interested in. So they do offer all kinds of outdoor equipment, everything from skis, canoes, hiking equipment, rock climbing equipment. Tons of different options available within the outdoor center. Down in the basement, we have our own rock climbing wall here on campus, as well as a bouldering wall. We do also have a gymnastics center here. And then our Kinesiology Center is connected to the Olympic Oval. So our Olympic Oval was built in 1988 for the Winter Olympics when we held them here in Calgary. They do have fast track speed skating, short track speed skating, as well as a long track speed skating track. And we also do some hockey and figure skating in here as well. If you guys are interested in doing drop-in skate, they do drop-in skating throughout the semester. Obviously, depending on COVID protocols at that point in time. But it is a fantastic place to come and visit if you wanted to do some skating. We have also had tons of visitors from different countries around the world come here in the past because we are classed as the fastest ice in the world. This over on the right-hand side here is the outdoor view of our Olympic Oval. If you take a look just across from it, we also have our Olympic-sized swimming pool, another service available to our students here on campus. And then just up ahead, we have our campus dining center. So the dining center is where most of our students who live on residence will go for most of their meals. We do offer both a 5-day and a 7-day meal plan. So if you are interested in living here on residence, all of our first year students are actually required to purchase a meal plan either for the 5 or 7 days a week. Students outside of residence are also welcome to purchase meal plans as well, either the all you care to eat meal plans or just a more limited meal plan as well. So for those 5 and 7 day all you care to eat meal plans, essentially how that will work is you can go into the dining center as many times as you'd like throughout the day. You can also have as much food as you'd like while you're in there. So essentially it's like an all-you-can-eat buffet. They do have a ton of different options for what foods are offered also. So if you guys have any special dietary restrictions, they are super fantastic at accommodating for that. And they are also awesome at changing up what different foods are being offered. So they'll do different hot food buffets, sandwich bars, salad bars, so lots of different variety in there. And then just outside here, we have our lovely outdoor gymnasium. Another super cool place to meet up with your friends and get some exercise outside. And we are now heading into what is more of the residence section of our campus. So residence will be our last stop on our tour today. In residence, currently at the moment, our first year students are living in either 2 or 3 bedroom apartments. So we're actually going to go take a look at what one of those looks like. But while we're heading over there, feel free to pop any questions you have in the meantime in the chat so we can answer them. Another couple fun facts about Calgary. So Calgary is the 5th most livable city in the world. So a fantastic place to come and visit, or to come and live as well if you're going to come and join us here on campus. We are noted for our sustainability as well as being an energy capital of Canada. We are also super close to the mountains, which is another huge benefit of living in Calgary. So if you guys love to be outdoors, do some skiing, snowboarding, even hiking or snowshoeing, it is super easy to get up to the mountains. We actually have about 5 or 6 major ski resorts within only about a 2-hour drive here from Calgary, which is fantastic because there's tons of different options available for you. We do have a ski and snowboard club here on campus also. So if those kinds of outdoor activities are something that interest you, there is tons of options for carpooling, as well as other day trips out to the mountains to go and do those activities. So another fun fact for you guys about residence, all of our residence buildings, almost all of our residence buildings are connected to main campus by tunnels. So like we said back there, most of our main campus buildings are connected by tunnels as well, which means you can get pretty much anywhere on campus without having to go outside, which when it's cold outside is truly fantastic, especially in the winter time. Residence is also nice and close to campus here as well, so you can get pretty much across campus within 10 minutes. And this building just coming up ahead here is where our first year and second year students are currently living. So within this building, they will have a number of different things. There are communal laundry as well as academic and social hangout spaces on each of the different floors. Residence also uses these electronic keys. So it's super cool that they're electronic, because if you ever do lose the key, it is really easy to get your keys, your old key deprogrammed, and they can reprogram you a new one. As well, the buildings and each individual room will also be locked. So you need the key to get into the building as well as your apartment. So only the students who actually live in your building are actually able to access it. To maintain security, within your apartment, your room can be locked as well. Your residence rooms will look like. We do have the kitchenette and kitchen table with all of the rooms. Like I said, it is 2 and 3 bedroom apartments. So this one in particular does have 3 rooms. As you can see, each of the rooms can be locked. And this is what each of the different rooms will look like. So everything in the rooms that is made of metal as well as wood does come with the room. Also the mattresses. If you would like to rearrange the furniture, you're always welcome to do that. They just ask that you put it back like it is at the end of the year. We also have a roommate matching program here on campus. So if you guys are applying for residence for next year, you can take a look at our roommate matching program online. Basically, you go on and input all of your different characteristics, so what you like to do, what your hobbies are, what program you're interested in, Also things like, do you like to stay up late at night, or do you prefer to get up early in the morning? So you can answer all those questions and build a profile. And then you can take a look through the matching service to find other students who might fit well with you. Or if you have friends that you know already that are coming to the university, you can definitely apply to live with them also. Another nice thing about our residence is we do have individual heating control for each of the apartments. And each of the apartments will have their own bathrooms as well. So you just have to share your bathroom with your 1 or 2 other roommates. So like I've said throughout the tour, you guys are welcome to pop any questions in the chat, or send us an email or give us a call if you do have any more questions. We'd be happy to help you answer them. And thank you for joining us today on the tour.